friends, it's Sister Marla Clerks. I don't know if you've been watching America's Got Talent, but even if you haven't, you probably recognize the name of Richard Goodall. He's a custodian from a school in Terre Haute, Indiana, and in the 23 plus years he's been working there, he's known for always singing as he works, singing with a beautiful voice and interacting well with both the faculty, the staff, and the students. In fact, when he talks about his interactions with the students, he said, I like to try to teach them the simple things, to say good morning, to say please and thank you, to recognize those who are around you, to just take a moment out of your day to speak to someone. Well, when he was on the stage at America's Got Talent, you could see that he felt out of place. In fact, he said it was the first time he'd ever been on a plane. He looked nervous. He looked shy. His friends say he's a very humble and unassuming man. And even as they panned the audience, people were kind of looking at him in a way that to me said, what are we in for? Why is he here? As he was talking with the judges, you could tell how nervous he was, how shy he was. And they had to tell him, just take a deep breath. We're supporting you. Then, whispering to one another, they said, boy, I hope he's good. And he was outstanding. He sang a song by Journey and just wowed the crowds and wowed the judges and got a golden buzzer. To me, he's an example of that last should be first, that last will be first that Jesus speaks about. Here is this unassuming, simple in the best definition of the word, man who is using his gifts, putting them out there for the sake of others, and doing what he can to influence those he encounters in the day-to-day. In our gospel, we see Jesus walking with his disciples, and he's conversing with them, and once again tells them that the Son of Man is going to suffer and die. Well, either they don't get it or they don't want to hear it because they ignore that message, and they start having a conversation amongst themselves. And their conversation is about who's going to be the greatest, which one of them is the best disciple, who has followed Jesus the closest. But when Jesus asks them, what is it you've been talking about? They're too embarrassed to say, and so they're suddenly silent. But Jesus knows, and so he reminds them that the last will be first. Whoever humbles themselves will be exalted. And he calls over a child and said, unless you welcome a child like this one, you are not fit for the kingdom of heaven. When you welcome this child, you welcome me. And by welcoming me, you welcome the fullness of God. Friends, what a great reminder to us of, first of all, making sure that we're using those gifts that God has given us, that we're doing everything we can to impact the lives of those around us, but not in a self-serving kind of way, in a very unassuming, direct way, though, of saying that good morning or that please or thank you, of saying or doing whatever we can so that those around us recognize that they are noticed, that they do count, that they are valued, that we do see them. Also, to remember that everything we have has come from God. There is nothing in what we say or do that should draw attention to ourselves, but everything should always draw attention back to the goodness of God, to the source of all our gifts, to the source of our lives. To be those people who are humble, who are unassuming, who put ourselves in the lowest position of service so that we might be greater in the eyes of our God.